Hey everyone, we all know spinal discs are important, but to really understand them, we should talk about what they're made of. Your spinal discs are like little cushions that rest in between the 24 bones of your spine. The center of the disc is composed of softer cartilage called the nucleus pulposus. So you can see it right there. See, it's softer. And the outer disc is a tough ring called the annulus fibrosus. So this tough outer disc protects and contains the inner disc. The nucleus pulposus, the inner layer, has a very high water content, and this higher water content gives the discs more flexibility. And if you allow your spinal discs to stiffen over time, then the water content decreases and the disc begins to shrink. When the discs degenerate, you're more likely to feel things like pain and stiffness. And also the spine begins to lose height and you begin to lose height. And this starts to cause compression. I think I have to hide my face. There we go. It starts to cause compression in the spinal nerves right in here. So if I turn these sideways, as the disc loses height, you start to get more compression in the spinal nerves. You can actually see how in this one the spinal nerve is actually nice and thick, and then how it gets really small and thready. And that's an illustration of how your spinal health begins to affect the health of your nervous system. Spinal joints don't have a very good blood supply. They get their nutrients through the movement of the spine. And the movement also flushes out impurities. They're the byproducts of metabolic activities or inflammation. Almost everybody has some discs with reduced movement in their spine. And by almost everybody, I mean like 130% of you. So a chiropractor can find fixated spinal joints and then get them moving normally again so that you can maintain healthy discs. So the first thing people say is, well, I stretch, which you probably don't, but I stretch and I exercise and this is going to get it moving. The truth is that your spine has 24 independently moving segments. So when you attempt to stretch a stiff disc, you're also placing forces on the joints above and below. So you have all these independently moving vertebrae, but if you have these fixated joints and you try to move it, let's say you're stretching, then these joints above and below are going to move a lot, right? And even if you're exercising, those joints don't move, they remain stuck. So a chiropractor actually attends 7 years of university to get these skills, to find these joints that aren't moving properly and isolate them and move just those specific joints that need it. So there you go, that's what we do. So if you have a disc problem, you know how painful it can be. So every movement seems to hurt. You feel like you're never going to get better. You're pretty sure you're going to die. But with proper care and a little time, you can get your life back. The pain that you're feeling is a signal. It's alerting you. It's telling you that you have a problem. So a disc bulge or herniation, this is when your disc's inner portion is trying to, or it has, pushed through this tough outer layer. So this one has a little bit of a herniation. Do you see it right there? How it's coming out, and you see how it's kind of red, and that's not very nice. And this is kind of bulging out. You see right here, it's bulging out and kind of touching that nerve there. It's bulging and touching that nerve. That's not very good. So it pushes through the outer layer, and these degenerated discs are dehydrated, they're stiff. Spinal disc injuries usually occur between 45 and 65 years old. And the good news is that you can heal from a disc problem with the right care. Spinal adjustments and class 4 laser therapy, that's what I use. That's really effective at helping you heal from spinal disc injuries. Exercises can help your discs for 3 reasons. The first reason is that the exercise itself stimulates the movement of the discs in your spine. The second reason is to improve generally the posture of your body and reduce the stress on the discs. And the third reason is to stimulate the circulation of blood and lymph in the body and get your body to distribute the nutrients and the waist. In my opinion, the best exercise for discs is running. And many people will claim that running will be jarring to the spine. And this might be true if you have advanced degeneration already. But if you have healthy discs, running is the best thing that you can do. Many people forget that the impact of running actually alternates with moments of weightlessness. So this alternating between weightlessness and the impact allows your discs to drink in and flush these small but persistent amounts. And running also stimulates heavier breathing and heavier heart rate, gets your lymphatic flow going, and gets the flow of the cerebrospinal fluid going, and these are all good things. They're all glowingly good things. And many other types of exercise can help your discs. Abdominal crunches, back extensions, pull-ups, gravity boots, inversion tables. Remember, exercises help to maintain the flexibility of the spine, but once a segment is stuck, it can start to degenerate in as little as a month. And it's so important to have your spine checked at least once a month to make sure that each segment is moving properly. Getting your spine checked is so important. That's why I'm here. It's to help you stay active and healthy. It's a smart idea to stay proactive in preventing your spinal discs from having a problem and keeping your discs healthy. It's never good to be hit with a spinal problem that's completely preventable. I always hear about people saying they're fine. I was fine for years until I just did that darn workout. I'm not buying your BS story. And for you kids out there, BS stands for bologna sandwich. Your story doesn't work on me. Not having your spine checked makes you vulnerable to disc problems in the future. So get checked regularly. There's no excuse. If you're not being checked regularly, you should be ashamed of yourself. That being said, here are some other ideas in addition to the exercises. Don't sit for prolonged periods. Change positions every 15 minutes. You can use a standing desk. Yeah, I guess that's about it. Keeping your spinal discs healthy is one of the best things you can do to reduce your risk of neck or back pain. And if you spend long hours at a computer, if you're overweight, if you have a sedentary lifestyle, you run a much higher risk of having disc problems. So you need to take more proactive steps to counteract that stress. So I think it'd be pretty fun if you come in and we work on a plan to keep your spinal discs healthy for years to come. That's what I like to do. Or you can wait until it's a big problem, till it herniates, and I'll use the laser and I'll do the best that I can and I'll make a lot more money off you that way. Or you can do preventive care, which will cost you less and you'll be healthier and happier. Depends what you want to do. But I like the preventive part. That's what I like. But you can do whatever you like. Anyway, hope you found that interesting. Bye.